to recrystallize sugar crystals, right? How you're going to recrystallize them, how you're going to, I mean, these are in the crystal forms, right? They're in the granular forms. So how you're going to crystallize them first, and then in the next step I will show you how to recrystallize those crystallized product. First, you should know what is crystallization, how you're going to produce nucleus, right? So let's start. The things what we are going to need in that is a glass rod. This is a glass rod for stirring. I'll be needing sugar almost, it's about 150 to 200 grams. I will use it according to my need, because I'm going to make a saturated solution, and I'll be needing almost 50 to 70, 80 ml of water. And these, I have measured it, and I have already poured this into this beaker. And one thing which I wanted to, and I have a scissor of course, and I wanted to show you is this thing. See, I have used a capillary tube. This is a capillary tube, right? And I have knotted it with this thread and a wire, so that I will hang it inside this. I don't have a beaker because it's my home, so I've used a glass, and I'm going to hang it inside this, and in the saturated solution of the sugar saturated solution, to see the formation of crystals that will appear when it will be hanged inside it for a period of almost it depends on the time and days. So this is how I have prepared this. It's a string, right? It's just a cotton thread, and it is tied with this wire, looped wire, right? So that's it. I'm going to dip it inside a plate. Here, this is a plate that is has some few crystals of sugar in it, so that I will dip it inside. Why I'm dipping it is that I am actually trying to stick few sugar crystals to my thread. It will provide a seedling, right? A seedling to my it will help in the crystallization process. As you can see, the crystals of sugar, they will get attached to it, and they will stick to this thread, and it will be used as a seed, right, for crystallization. So that's it. Now we'll start the process by adding water to this pan, right? But first of all, I would like to add the sugar. We have to make a saturated solution, so I have already told you how much grams I've added. Now I'm going to add the water in it. You can see water. I will add a bit more sugar because I want to simple saturated solution, because the quantity of the sugar also depends on the quantity of the crystals you are going to get in the end. Now I'm using a plastic spoon, or a wooden spoon can be also used for this. You can see here it's been now boiling, and it started dissolving. See, it just started dissolving. So I need to dissolve this whole solution. So let's stir and dissolve. Make sure it should not stick to the walls of your this pan, or it will, you can say, it should not caramelize. It will start caramelizing. So be careful with your heat source. Whatever heat source you are using, should be careful that your sugar solution should be melted nicely. You can see. I'm stirring it. Still, it's undissolved. It doesn't start bubbling yet. It needs to bubble. started simmering. You can see the simmering, but still I can see few crystals lying at the bottom, so I just need to dissolve them by stirring, occasional stirring or constant stirring, because we do not want the caramelized sugar, you know, it can be caramelized at any moment, so we do not need that. We do not need color, so that's it. We want white crystals, and hopefully I will get it in this way, because it just depends on your practice, the number of times you have practiced and you have used. Now see the bubbling started. Yes, this is the, you can see here the bubbling, right? And soon this bubbling will stop. It should bubble, and it will stop. It will cease down. It's bubbling now, you can see it. This is the string that holds, this is the cotton thread which is tied to this coil, and now it has got few seedlings attached to it, so it has the seeds with it, and I can add few seeds to it, so that when I'll hang it, it will provide seedlings. Now I will put it like this over here, you can see. I'm going to add this solution. Be careful when you are handling it. Wow. So what's left is not of that use, so let it be there. Now you can see that it should not touch the so now you can see here I have this solution here with the string and with that coil that is hanging inside it. Now I will leave it there undisturbed for some time, because I want it to slowly cool down, and I don't want to block all the air, so it has to be kept here for some time. With this I will just cover it like this, and I want the heat to escape also, so I will just cover it in this way, so that slowly the process of crystallization should go along slowly and easily, right, with the passage of time. Now here you can see it's been covered with this foil, so that I just do not want it to I don't want to stop the or block the air. I want to cool it down uniformly with time, and it's now going to be kept for about for almost 5 days, and then we'll see what happens after 5 days. I will keep it at one side and we'll wait. Now this is the fine crystals obtained after 24 hours. I have shown you the experiment whole process, and this is what we got. As you know, with the passage of time, the crystals, they sugar molecules or sugar molecules, they attract other sugar molecules to become a solid. So let's just see how they look. They are still forming, and with the passage of time, it's only few hours after I'm showing you this result. So after 4 to 5 days, we are going to see a lot of crystals. And I have done the same experiment, repeated the same experimental process with a matchstick. By immersing a matchstick, here you can see a thread, a cotton thread with a coil, little wire, right here you can see here. But I have repeated the same experiment with a wooden matchstick, because wood, it is more prone to crystallization. It can helps in crystallization rapidly. So I thought I must compare the results. So I will show you now the results of that also. So this is the another example, right? With the same process, you can see the crystals, how fine they are being formed. And now I'll show you the matchstick that has been immersed. Just see the crystals, beautiful crystals that are formed, and still they are forming. And at the bottom of the beaker also you can see it's the same process, and at the top also you can see a lot of crystals. Yeah. Hello and welcome with another video. I'm today here in my office, and I thought that I must share a few views with my students regarding an experiment which I actually set up at my residence, at my home. I tried to make crystals, right? Now, what type of crystals? Yes, the sugar crystals, right? Because as I was at home, so I thought that I must show you how to this crystallization process goes on, and how we will then, after getting the first crop of crystals, how we are going to recrystallize them, and we can get back those crystals in the more pure form. So today my goal was just to achieve the crop of sugar crystals, and for that I prepared a super saturated solution, and I will show you different pictures also in my video. You will see every step which I have covered. I have done, and this whole and I filmed it too for my viewers and for my students to see. I followed which steps and how this process of crystallization it progressed within a period of passage of almost you can say 4 to 5 days. I got the product, right, and I started filming it from day 1 to day 5, right? And I have different pictures that will show you and different stages of crystallization, in which you can see how the crystals are increasing as the sugar molecules have the tendency to attract other sugar molecules to form or to change their state, and they just form a crystal, right? And as we are simply moving from a less ordered solution, that was initially in that state, less ordered solution, to a more ordered crystal form, right? As you know that in a crystals the molecules are all periodically arranged, and they are in order, right, as compared to the molecules that are in the glass. So this is the basic difference between a crystal and an ordinary glass. So this experiment, it took almost almost 5 days, and I am very happy to share that I have lovely pictures. I have lovely clips of all those results. So as I was telling you, I've made a super saturated solution, and then with water, and let it cool down back to the room temperature within almost a period of it took almost a period of 5 days. And for comparison, I have also repeated the same process in a very small beaker with the matchstick inside it, wooden matchstick inside it, clipped with it was a stick to that immersed inside that beaker with a clip, right? And it helps, as you know, this wooden stick, it helps in simply crystallization and work as a seed to the crystals. So it will just speed up the process of crystallization. And the theory behind this crystallization is simply basically beginning from a less ordered solution to a more ordered crystal form, right? As we are going to get the all the molecules in order, and in a crystal, that's a crystal. This is the definition of crystal. So basically a clear solution to a more ordered, you can say, simply crystal structures. And crystals have molecules that are all periodically and they are in order. So as it is the solubility, it is directly related, directly related to the temperature. As you raise the temperature, the solubility also increases, right? And vice versa. As you lowers down the temperature, as it drops back to the room temperature, what happens? The solubility also decreases, and you will start getting your precipitates. You will get the precipitation when the solubility decreases down to below the room temperature or below the room temperature. Sometimes in crystallization we do need cool water or ice water for crystallization, and sometimes we get the crystals with the passage of time, because as we are talking about sugar molecules, so they have the tendency to attract other sugar molecules with the passage of time, little time, right? But there are many other ways to grow the crystals fast. So, but I took almost 5 days slowly and gradually to get the crop of crystals that are, that have geometric shapes. So as I just mentioned, that as the temperature drops back, right? Because as I waited for temperature to come back to lower back to room temperature. So as the temperature lowers down, the solubility, it affects the solubility also. The solubility also decreases, and we got a good crop of crystals, right? And this is what we call it the primary nucleation. This is called primary nucleation, in which the first crystals are formed. This is called primary nucleation, followed by the secondary nucleation. Now what is secondary nucleation? It is simply that in the beaker, for example, or in any container you have formed the crystals, there are layers now. There is a lower layer and the upper layer of crystals. So this is called the upper layer of crystals that is formed on top of the other layer. Lower layer is called this type of nucleation is called secondary nucleation, in which you got the second layer at top of the lower layer. So this was simply I have shown in my video, and you have seen that it was the layers were there. So this was about crystallizing. It was a great experience. Getting crystals sugar crystals and the cluster of sugar crystals, how they form with the passage of time, and I got beautiful white shiny crystals in the end. So that was the most amazing, that have all geometric shapes, right? If you go details into the crystallography, or if you see you can see analyze it under XRE, you will see the different shapes and what type of shape these crystals are having. There are different types of crystal structures, that is orthogonal or monoclinic or trigonal. There are many types. So if we go into deep details, that would be much more wonderful. But for the beginners level, for my students level, this much is enough, that how you are going to get the crystals of sugar crystals, and how it progressed with the passage of time, and what changes were observed during all those 5 days. So I thought I must share this, my experience, with my students, with my viewers. So I hope that you have enjoyed my video, and you have enjoyed all the pictures, and you have observed all the changes that occurred during all starting from day 1 to day 5. So hope to see you again with something new, something more interesting, something more exciting, which will grab all your attention. I will grab all your attention back, and I will force you to see my videos, because I'm always very excited when I'm preparing my videos. I'm very much excited when I have accomplished something like a great piece of knowledge for my students, for my viewers. So thank you so much. Hope to see you again with something new, something more interesting, something more exciting. Bye-bye.